College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Utah State shoots 58% in the first half. Fresno State shoots 22%, but it's still only a 10-point game. Welcome back, Dave and Mike. So, Mike O.D., what's going on here? Fresno State is known for great team defense, third best in the country, but Utah State played some great half-court defense in the first half.
Utah State's movement off the ball was great in the first half, but Fresno State, what they have to do, one-on-one defense, man-on-man, that defense in the backcourt has to be tighter, has to be better.
Points in the paint, a big key for the Aggies and their big lead in the first half.
24 points in the paint for Utah State, and everybody seemed to be getting involved in the action. Horvath had 9 points. Bairstow had 8 points. And even Ryland Jones got into the paint, got involved. It was everybody outside of Justin Bean, who only had 2 points in the first half. Utah State just seemed to have everything cooking in their half court and could get to the rim at will.
First half stats, let's break it down here, Mike. Fresno State, 21 points. That ties for their season low, an early season loss to Cal.
Orlando Robinson needs more touches. It's a potential All-American candidate, only had 5 points in the first half. I expect Fresno State to go to him early and often to start the second half.
Justin Bean, big star. Robinson, big star. Combined 2 made field goals in the first half here tonight. Utah State was fantastic defensively. And Fresno State at times seemed disjointed offensively. So if you're Justin Hudson, what are you talking about to flip the script in the second half?
The first thing, you're not even talking about offense, you're talking about defense. One-on-one defense must fix, and then help side defense has to be there. Too many open cutters on dribble penetration for Utah State. No weak side help for Fresno State. That's not normal for them. They can fix it.
Here's Robinson from 10, way off the mark. Rebound, Whitaker, stick back for 2. Destin Whitaker had a 3 in the first half. And starts the second half here for Fresno State. That's Colomario on that bucket a moment ago for the Bulldogs. About the only offensive weapon for Fresno State in that first half. It was a struggle. Here's Bean's first touch, half number 2. Had a pick, Robinson, good defense. That's what a Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year does. Hanging but not hitting is Campbell. And the rebound for Horvath. Jones free for 3. Does not turn this shot down.
That's what they want to do.
Down the rebound.
The Coach Odom wants him to take those shots. Emphasizing.
Shot, don't pass sometimes. Although Jones, the consummate point guard, always thinking about where the ball's got to go next. As the quarterback in the half court. You can relate.
Took me till my junior year in high school to figure out, oh, if I don't take open shots, I'm actually hurting my team's offense.
Holland, back iron miss. Lid on the hoop, unfortunately for Fresno State. Transcends into the second half after their struggles in half number 1. Bairstow had 8 in the first half. Horvath led the way with 9 points. Hillgood's trip into the hands of Holland. Here's the breakout for Fresno State. Campbell, the junior, Oregon State transfer, works for Robinson. Here comes the double team, so someone's open. Colomario has got 2 field goals in the second half.
That's 3 assists for Orlando Robinson. That's what makes him just nauseating to scout against. He's got great length and great vision to throw over the double team.
Hard to believe, 2-possession game, the way Fresno State's played offensively, but their defense has been locked down to begin the second half here tonight.
Here's a double for Utah State, and that's Horvath, who's 6'10", but a Robinson's 7 foot. He's got great touch, great vision. His IQ inside of 15 feet of the rim is off the charts. He always has his eyes open, looking to make the right play, not just the individual scoring play.
Reach there, partner, from Jordan Campbell. The inbounds play for Fresno State, picks up the foul. First for Campbell, first on the Bulldogs here in the second half tonight.
Good denial by Holland, pushing Bean all the way out to almost 35 feet.
10 on the timer for Bairstow. Crossover on Robinson. Looks for the baseline. Robinson shuts it down. Great block, 3 to shoot. Never got to the rim. Instead, it comes right to Ashworth, who buries a three.
Robinson needs more help defensively. He can't bail out Fresno State every single time. That's 3 blocks tonight already.
32nd three of the year for Ashworth. A marksman from long range for Ryan Odom's team. Holland on the bounce, 8 to shoot. Robinson, a double team, comes back for Holland. Inside out, 2-man game. Anthony Holland's first points of the night.
And that's 4 assists for Orlando Robinson. That's the bread and butter right now for Fresno State's offense. His passing.
Holland more than 15 points a game over his last 3. His first triple of the game. And it's a 6-point game. Jones, baseline, runs into trouble. Calamario got a piece of it. Pass from Robinson. Calamario trying to track it down on the baseline, but it's right to Justin Bean. And Utah State will try to settle down here a bit. Horvath thinking 3. Not close this time. Offensive glass for Holland, and Fresno State counters.
Couple of back and forth Saturday afternoon AAU sequences there in the Mountain West. Not the prettiest of basketball.
Some rec league ball,
possessions,
right?
Yeah.
Calamario works out for Campbell. Robinson.
Will they double?
Checked by Horvath. Bairstow thought about a double. So did Bean. Robinson fakes one way, goes the other. And the right hand off the glass. That was sweet.
It's a little dream shake from Robinson. Woo.
It was dreamy, all right. What a shot. 4-point game. Robinson trying to come alive here after a tough first half. Jones step back 3, trying to answer for the Aggies. Cannot. Heel of the rim miss. And the Tulsa transfer, Isaiah Hill, handles. 10 points the win Friday in Vegas against UNLV at Thomas and Mack. Someone's got to come alive other than this guy, number 10. 8 to shoot. Robinson steps back. Deep shot, way short. Long rebound for Hill. He'll try a 3. It's short as well. 5 rebounds for Horvath tonight. Locked down, half-court, man-to-man defense. Fresno State hangs his hat on that. Jones, beyond the reach of Horvath, turns it over, and the Bulldogs will have it back. Mike, when we come back.
Orlando Robinson, shades of Akeem Olajuwon. Look at the show. And the touch around the rim, bringing him back. Only down 4.
Fresno State has held 15 of 16 opponents this year, under 70 points. It's all about defense for the Bulldogs, trying to turn on offensively and defensively in the second half here tonight. Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, we bring you more hoops action. Starting with the Big East Showdown. Marquette makes their way to the Pavilion to take on 11th ranked Villanova, followed by a matchup in the Mountain West. New Mexico battles Colorado State right here on CBS Sports Network. The Justins, Mike, can't wait to watch these guys in action.
Justin Lewis from Marquette. He's got Marquette and Shaka Smart on the right side of the bubble right now. Marquette playing really well in the Big East, and Justin Moore is a perfect complement to Colin Gillespie of Villanova. Shooting 42% from the field, almost 40% from 3. Villanova, just every single year, potential Sweet 16 team, no matter what.
No doubt. Great coach, great program. Great player in Robinson on the bench for now. 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 dimes tonight. This guy's got 51 career double-figure scoring games. 24 in the last 25. 10-plus points for him. Sitting for now. Great defense, Bean on the overplay. Bairstow had that great start to the game tonight. Ashworth works for Max Shulga from Ukraine. Bairstow, crossover, cut, Bean for 2. The best cutter in the game.
That's that 45 cut that I was talking about in the first half that Justin Bean does so well. He cuts from the opposite angle from the driver.
Leading to at least 3 baskets tonight for him. How the cut, overplay, Bean again, a second straight steal. Shulga leads the pack and is fouled by Isaiah Hill.
As we go back to this cut for Justin Bean, he's going to be on the opposite side of the floor as Bairstow drives. You see Justin Bean, opposite side of the floor. He cuts when his defender overhelps and takes advantage of it. Take a look at the foul. Yep, clearly a foul. Out of the arm. Schugel took a really difficult fall there underneath the basket.
Sophomore from Ukraine, agribusiness major in Logan.
Four different languages.
Yeah, it's impressive to me. I mean, I'm pretty good with German. Back in the day, I was
really
close to fluent back in my college days.
Wow.
A long time ago. But 2 was my max. I mean, 4 is impressive for Max Schulger.
Just trying to hang on to English.
Ukrainian, Russian, English, Spanish, by the way, the 4 for Max.
Phenomenal.
Me too at this point, by the way. I'm with you. Hill and company frustrated offensively, trying to get it going here. Maybe it's Stroud who pulls up from 17 and cans it. His first field goal, Mike, of the night. You feel like this should be a huge Aggie lead. It's not. It's only 6. Horvath, the weave. Bean, free. Holland checks him. 10 to shoot. Ashworth through traffic. Travels.
I sense a renewed energy and sense of urgency from the Bulldogs in the half-court defense. Clearly, Fresno State, their help in the gap activity is vastly improved from the first half.
Will it be improved enough to overtake the Aggies tonight? Offensive foul, looks like an illegal screen. He's called on Fresno State. Viola into the game for the first time tonight, picks up his first foul. Freshman from San Mateo. Gets his first court time tonight for Coach Hudson. Bairstow 4 for 5 shooting tonight. A great start. Acrobatic bucket in transition for the Aggies. Almost travels. Perfect play for Hill on defense. Isaiah Hill floating through. Gets by Ashworth and gets 2.
And almost gets the steal on out of bounds.
That's his first field goal of the night. Holland has a steal. And Fresno State's great defense amps it up here and turns the game around.
I think Coach Odom's going to get Rylan Jones in the game soon. A lot of this bad offense from Utah State has come when Rylan Jones has been out.
Hill through traffic, floats, doesn't get the roll this time. And a rebound for Horvath.
Good sign for Fresno State. We've got Orlando Robinson on the bench, and you can make a little run, give him a breather, maybe give him an extended extra minutes. Nope, he's actually coming in to check in right now.
That's the media timeout, so I'm with you on that one. Would have been 2 more minutes. Speed, baseline, contested shot, back iron miss. And a rebound for Viola and Fresno State. And Robinson awaits for that dead ball, which will be on the other side of the break at this point. A struggle all night.
Too much. Way too much. Coach Hudson puts his hands on his face in disgust with that play.
Here's Bairstow. Spinorama in traffic. Viola got in his way. Horvath thought about a 3. And they'll set it up with Ashworth in the half court.
Utah State's almost playing panicked on offense.
Which is surprising. Horvath, really nice pass from Ashworth. And a foul call. We've got a timeout, Mike, in Fresno.
Best way to get back into the game, let your defense lead you into offense. With the steal and the strip and the finish, Isaiah Hill got the Bulldogs back into it.
Comeback trail, Fresno State. Down 4 at home here at Save Mart Center. Dave and Mike with you. Late night Mountain West hoops. Good second half for Fresno State, Mike.
And getting high percentage shots. In the first half, Fresno State only shot 21% from the field, but there's been a more concerted effort to find and hunt for better shots. So far, Fresno State in the second half, they're 6 of 12 from the field. That's 50%, and they're doing it on the defensive end as well. It's very obvious, Dave. You and I both see it. In the half court defensively, they're in the gaps, they're playing harder, sense of urgency, and they're playing without fouling. A renewed defensive effort from Fresno State to start this second half.
4 times this year, Justin Hudson's team has held a team to 20 points or less in a half. 7 points so far for the Aggies in half number 2. Horvath, couple free throws out of the break. 13 career games at UMBC, and that free throw not close.
Don't see that very often when you're hitting the backboard on a free throw.
No.
It must be the insanity of the student section located directly behind that bucket.
Shoots 57% from the line. Much better effort in the second one, but it rims out. And the rebound is pulled down by Deion Stroud.
A little bit of life here at the Save Mart Center.
It's been pretty quiet until right about now. Robinson is on the court. Stroud to take, foul. Free throws coming up. Horvath picks it up. 2 fouls on Brandon Horvath of Utah State. Here's Stroud, junior from right here in Fresno, UTEP transfer. 12-plus points a game last year for Deion, second of the team. 20 career double-figure scoring games. Robinson needs some help, guys like Deion Stroud. Coming up next, take you to the studio. Latest college basketball news as our experts highlight tonight's on-court clashes. Our coast-to-coast coverage. Watch Inside College Basketball right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Evan Washburn, Chris Walker, Sheldon Mack, Gary Parrish, our basketball insider standing by in NYC.
Would you say Gary Parrish is the 3rd best shooter of that group or the 4th best?
I've seen Washburn play. Now, Evan was a great lacrosse player at Delaware, also a hooper, if he's listening. So I'm going to say the 4th best. I've never seen Gary shoot, though. But Evan can ball. Defenseman in lacrosse, he was awesome. Bean, baseline hits. Nice stroke, Justin Bean.
It's amazing how often teams just lose track of him. When he doesn't have the ball, he's in constant movement. He knows to find the right open gap to get himself a bucket and give his teammate a good passing angle.
Quiet night for Justin Bean so far.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Stroud, really tough contested shot.
Really tough.
And he's turning it on offensively. As we said a moment ago when he was at the free throw line, he's going to be needed for Fresno State in half number 2. 1 possession game after the lid was on the hoop for the Bulldogs in the first half. Jones trouble, gets loose, long shot, Bairstow. Not this time for the baseline. Rebound for Holland and Fresno State. Let's see if they work through big number 10, who sets a pick this time. Stroud thought about a 3, then launches and hits it. Contested with Shulga in his face. And how about Stroud? And how about Fresno State with their first lead of the game? What's happening, Mike? What a turnaround.
This is a totally different Fresno State team. Look at this defense in the gap, digging. And the bailout foul drives you crazy as a head coach. This last bucket for Stroud. That last bucket for Stroud was big time. I mean, really, really big time.
First double-figure game in the last 7 for Deion Stroud. And they needed it badly. The fake, then the step-back 3. Bairstow thought it was fouled. Turns into an air ball. Rebound for Robinson. He's got 9 boards tonight and 7 points.
I think Stroud got a piece of that.
Traveling call on Isaiah Hill.
This is a fantastic kick by Yap, and then Stroud. I mean, that's like at the park, super confident. Catch, and your jab is your dribble between the legs. Real tough.
It's only a 7-3 ball of the season, Mike.
Oh, Jones got him with the cross.
3. Extended elbow, couldn't camp though. Front iron miss for Utah State. And Fresno State again a chance, having hit 4 of its last 5 to extend the lead. Defense first. Bulldogs need some offense from this guy. Leading scorer in the conference. Robinson, back iron miss from 15. Hasn't got a lot of really smooth inside looks in the half-court set tonight.
Well, Utah State's mixing up the way that they're defending him. Sometimes they double on the catch, sometimes they double on the dribble, sometimes just ISO. You have to give great players different looks. If you give him the same look, he's going to carve you up and figure it out.
Sugar in the paint, pump fake on Robinson, scoop to the hoop. There's some contact. 2 fouls on Orlando Robinson. And free throws when we return.
Fresno State gets the lead because the shots like Stroud, they're up 1. This is a good one in the Mountain West. Come on, you got to stay with us. Good one here in the Mountain West. Deion Stroud has got the Bulldogs up 1, and he's doing it first in the mid-range. His dribble off jumpers has been real smooth, squaring up. Been a huge focal point. Look at this skill right here between the legs. Rip it right in the rim. Stroud's been tough.
It is time, Mike, for the Geico Difference Makers. Deion Stroud is making a difference for Fresno State, no doubt.
11 points, 3 of 5 from the field. He's also getting to the free throw line. 9 of his 11 have come in the second half. Stroud is helping the Bulldogs get back into this game, up 1.
Horvath, big night for the Aggies as well. Have a great start. Nearing double figures.
I think Horvath has offensively, you see 9 points, and he's been more of a difference maker, not just on the offensive end. I think he's been really good guarding Orlando Robinson, potential player of the year in the Mountain West, holding him to just 7 points tonight.
Shulgo foul right before the break, partner. From Kiev in the Ukraine, one more free throw for Max Shulga. Member of the U18 and U20 teams for Ukrainian national squads. At double figures in all but 2 games. In those international championships, that experience is so important.
This is where Fresno State needs to be careful. You see the foul difference. Fresno State already has 6 fouls. Utah State only has 1. If I'm Utah State, if I'm a guard, I'm looking to attack. I'm not settling for mid-range shots. I don't want to attack, get to the free throw line. It's a good free throw shooting team.
Robinson bump baseline. Well, looks like a foul call on the big man Dorius.
Referees heard me. Only 1 foul on Utah State in the second half. Had to give him 1 more. What do you think as a point guard? You know, 7'29". You've got an All-American candidate in Orlando Robinson, but you got a hot hand in Deion Stroud. I like to feed the hot hand just as much as I like to feed Robinson.
Robinson thinking 3 and hits it. It's a 2. Long 2 for Robinson.
Dave, he's a 7-footer.
That's range.
That's where the game is evolving to. He's a 7-footer. He shouldn't be doing that.
9 points tonight, 3 of 11 from the field. He struggled. Oh, down low, the big man, Trevin Dorius with the hammer.
That was absolutely vicious.
And the Aggies back in front by 1. So it's back and forth now. Stroud thinking 3, front iron miss. And Dorius playing well off the Aggie bench, has a rebound. Dorius 6 points, 3 of 3 shooting. When you have the point blank hammer dunks like that, your field goal percentage is going to go up, am I right?
No question about it.
Physical play, Robinson didn't like it. He just picked up his 3rd foul.
Watch Orlando Robinson, 7-footer, eyes up the defender. That's a pro move. And on the other end, when you draw 2, someone's open. The body control by Shulga. And then the flush.
A pass by Shulga. Fouls on Whitaker, not Robinson. So 2 on Orlando. And the lead at 1. Shulga missed the free throw. Hill runs the offense for Whitaker. Here's Howell on the take. Can't convert, foul called. A blocking call against Utah State, and that means some free throws on the way here for Holland.
So I know you see it as well, Dave, and you probably feel it, that the referees are starting to call it a little bit more closer. That's the game within the game. You got to feel that as a player. You have to understand, all right, buckets are hard to come by. Let me attack. Let me see if I can get bumped while I'm trying to make a play.
Dorius picks up his fourth. First player in the game tonight with 4 fouls. One more free throw on the way here for Holland.
I wish Fresno State would do that more. I wish they would get to the free throw line more, because it also enables them to set up their press defense, which at times throughout the year has been vicious to break.
Aggies 4 for 8. Fresno State 11 for 12 from the line. Good trip for Anthony Holland. With 15 points, 5 rebounds against UNLV Friday on his 21st birthday. So happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
That's what you do. You play well on your birthday.
You got to.
I've done a lot of broadcasts on my birthday. I mean, you hope they go well. Shoulder go. Out of bounds.
Uncharacteristic Utah State offense, especially in the second half. That's 14 turnovers for Utah State. They only have 8 assists. This is a team that is one of the best passing teams, top 10 in the country in assists per game. Only have 8 tonight. Tons of credit goes to Fresno State's second half defense.
Robinson the back hit. Here comes the double team. Robinson strong for 2. Gets the roll. And he's got another double-double. 11 points, 11 rebounds for the great Orlando Robinson. '21 career double-doubles. Dominant when he needs to be. Fresno State up by 3. Being baseline off the glass for 2.
Bully ball. That's all that was just bully ball. Put your head down, be more aggressive, be stronger, be physical, and will your way to a bucket.
Being the leading rebound on the Mountain West, more than 10 a game, only has 1 rebound tonight. That's not been a big factor. Foul called here against the Aggies in the paint.
Watch Robinson. Watch him keep the ball above his head. He only brings it down just briefly. He's got such great touch around the rim. And this is Justin Bean, just being more aggressive. Watch his motor, staying with it. Kid is tough as nails.
And a pleasure to talk to. And by the way, an ace at the ukulele. Have you seen him on YouTube? He's fantastic.
I did. Somewhere over the rainbow. It's just
it's amazing.
Wonderful. Wow.
Take for 2. Dion Stroud strong to the 10. The end 1 for Fresno State. And the St. Mark Center crowd comes to life here as the Bulldogs have played a great second half.
It is downhill drive by Stroud. The body control. Are you serious? Dion Stroud. How good has he been in the second half? My goodness.
That's 4 on Horvath. So 2 bigs for Utah State. Trevin Dorius and Brandon Horvath, 4 fouls each. Stroud completes a 3-point play.
You know, if I'm Orlando Robinson, I'm licking my chops right now, because 2 big guys are out for Utah State. I'd want to go inside.
Miss from Bean, long range. Quick shot on the half-court set for Utah State. And Fresno State struggling all night. Suddenly a 2-possession lead.
And
shocking.
A zone for the Aggies.
You like it?
Got to switch it up, especially when you got your big fella in foul trouble.
The zone by was Hill. Lost it.
Got the timeout.
Timeout call. 4:19 to go in our second half. How about the comeback for Fresno State? Justin Bean, Robinson, the star power going head-to-head. Right now the Bulldogs, the home team, have the lead, trying to close out the visiting Aggies from Logan. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Half number 2, Mike O'Donnell. Fantastic for the home team. They flipped the script in many departments, haven't they?
And came on the defensive end first in the second half. It was all about defense for Fresno State. They have locked up Utah State's offense.
Threes have not been a factor for the Aggies. Only 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. And they're shooting 19% from 3 in conference play entering action tonight. So the 2 big headliners, Bean and Robinson, only 1 rebound. That's a big shock for me to look at Justin Bean's stat line.
No question about it. It's one of the best rebounders in the country. Orlando Robinson gets his double-double, but there has been nothing easy on the offensive end for either Justin Bean or Orlando Robinson. Both teams doing very well on their opposing team's star scatter report.
Justin Hudson told us today, lots of double teams, help from the guards. Being physical with Justin Bean would be a factor, and that certainly has paid off. Another lockdown offensive effort. This great defensive team in Fresno State. But the Aggies are tough to beat, especially on the road this year. On a bounce, Dorius back in the game with a 4 fouls, spins, and scores.
You want to talk about high degree of difficulty. Catching that pass at his ankles, turning, spinning on the right side with your left hand. It's not a shot that's historically practiced, Dave Ryan.
Works out well. Then the overplay, almost causing the turnover. Holland lost it, and a foul call.
How about Dorius? Watch this catch and the finish. This is like a horse shot. You kidding me? That's smooth. Down 2.
Got a great finish brewing here in Fresno, California tonight. Bulldogs by 2 over visiting Utah State in Mountain West action. Dave and Mike with you. And time now for the Old Trapper Beef Jerky player of the game. It's Deion Stroud, the hometown hero, Mike.
14 points tonight. That's his season high of 14 points. 4-7 for the field. He's also attacked the rim really well and did a great job of drawing fouls. With 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Stroud has been big time in the second half. 12 of those 14 points have come in the second half. Deion Stroud picking up the slack when Orlando Robinson has kind of struggled tonight offensively.
Transfer from UTEP, went to San Joaquin Memorial High School right here in Fresno. Averaged 17 points a game in 2 Mountain West tournament games last year for Fresno State, so he can turn it on. And the Bulldogs need him in big moments, and he's certainly done that tonight.
Zone again for Utah State, mixing up the defense. Coach Hudson expected this.
Campbell has returned. Robinson, high post pass on the bounce. Holland thinking 3. Drano splashes a deep triple from the left wing. That was big. Two field goals tonight from Holland, both from beyond the arc. Jones back in the pump fake. Step back 3. Robinson challenges. Back iron miss. Foul call. Fresno State on position.
Well, Holland gets the bucket, but watch Orlando Robinson. That's where you want to get it against the zone. That is a bullet pass by Robinson. High IQ play from the 7-footer. That's his 5th assist tonight.
Foul partner on Isaiah Hill of Fresno State.
It's crazy.
I love the court vision of this guy.
It's crazy to think that Orlando Robinson's stat line of 11 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists is something that we thought would just be okay.
It's not bad, right? 21st career double-double. That's second straight. Orlando Robinson having a spectacular season. Front end miss free throw. Important for Utah State. Robinson, Dorius has the 4 fouls. Kick out. Here's Hill. Thinking 3. Way off this time. And Bairstow tracks down the rebound.
It's Justin Bean time for me. That's who I'd be looking for to make a bucket.
On cue, the take. Foul. And shoots some free throws. 3 fouls, Orlando Robinson.
That looked like pretty good defense, Dave Ryan. I thought Robinson was set. I thought his arms were up. He comes down at the very end. At the very end. Yeah.
I like the call. I'm with you.
I agree. Live, it looked like he rolled up okay.
One more for Bean.
That's the guy you want at the free throw line. 82% from the line.
Great to talk to him today via Zoom. And we asked him about the portal. I mean, a guy like that could play anywhere in the country, you believe it, from watching tape on him and now seeing him play in person a couple times. And he said, I love Logan. He's married. His wife is in school at Utah State. And he never considered, no matter who the new coach was going to be, when Craig Smith went to Utah, never considered leaving Utah State.
He's got a lot of love for Logan. He wanted to be there, wanted to stay there, wanted to finish his career in Logan.
Pretty cool.
No question.
In the day of portal U, transfer state, it happens pretty much all the time, right? Offensive foul call. It's a big one on Campbell at second.
Huge call. This is Rylan Jones in good position. Little bit of a push off, little bit of a sell. Rylan Jones leads Utah State in charges taken this season. Coach Odom calls him the smartest defender that we have.
'16th in the nation in assists per game. Rylan Jones had a fantastic year. 4th best we talked about in the Mountain West per game, but leads the conference in total dimes. Got some sweat on the floor, so Justin Beam is doing some double duty.
Justin Beam is more mature than I am in my old age. He will mop the floor. He's married already. I'm still trying to figure my life out.
Aren't we all? And I'm a lot older than you, pal. So be patient is my message on that one. Bairstow, top of the key. 1 possession game from Fresno. Bairstow the take. 4-2. He has been quiet for a long time for Utah State after the great start tonight in the first half. A big bucket.
Bairstow's been asked to pick up the slack with Brock Miller out. Comes up with a huge play.
Miller back injury. Out again in the Aggie lineup. Coach Odom tells us today, hoping to have him back sometime in February. Robinson knows Horvath's got 4 fouls. Stroud thinking 3-ball miss. Ashworth tracked down off of Ashworth though, and it stays with the Bulldogs.
Bairstow gets downhill, and you want to talk about having perfect touch over a 7-foot shot blocking machine in Orlando Robinson. That is a smooth play by Bairstow. Puts the Aggies down 1.
We're inside 2 minutes of regulation. And in overtime, officials go to the video review. Call out on Ashworth. He and Robinson head-to-head. What do you think, Mike?
No, it's call should stay on the floor. There isn't indisputable evidence to turn that around. And I know Ashworth has to sell it, and he should sell it. That's out on Ashworth. And here's where I see good offense coming from for Fresno State if they get the ball on this baseline out of bounds. Just want to go back inside to Orlando Robinson. Yeah, I think you see when Bairstow's hand goes forward, that's the last, that's the last person that's going to be touching the basketball. That's a great look by the,
that angle, Robinson,
wow.
His hand is there as well, but it is confirmed as Fresno State ball. It was really close.
Really close.
And that's why we need the video review.
Great camera angle by our crew. Yeah, baseline out of bounds here for Fresno State. The offense that's worked, where they've made a 3 or missed a 3, has been Orlando Robinson in the post. There's overhelp by Utah State, and Orlando Robinson's acting as a big quarterback of this offense and kicking out for 3s.
Colomario back on the court, Fresno State. Isaiah Hill, the inbounds. Robinson the touch. Help from Jones. Look for the deflection. 15 to shoot for Stroud. On the bounce, Robinson in the paint.
There it is.
Kicks out. Holland hits a 3. Anthony Holland, big splash triple, Fresno State.
I tried to tell you, that's their offense.
Timeout, Utah State. We're back in 30 seconds to Fresno. Bulldogs by 4. Four-point lead, Fresno State trying to close out stubborn Utah State in a key Mountain West game here tonight.
We talked about earlier, the offense is Orlando Robinson acting as the point guard in the post. He's picking apart the late double team or the early double team for Utah State. Fresno State's guards starting to step up and knock shots down.
The PPG, post point guard.
There you go, I like it.
Fantastic tonight again. with the dimes. Bean, jump hook, short. Robinson, a rebound.
We're in foul territory right now.
Lead at 4, just over 40 seconds, and timeout call by Justin Hudson. Trying to avoid the 10-second call. 4-point game in Fresno. Bulldogs have a lead. So, Mike, 5 of 23, 21% first half shooting. Justin Hudson at Fresno State. Second half, 57% from the field. They really get it going offensively to flip the script and take a 4-point lead on the visitors from Logan. As we recheck your keys to the game.
You see bad shots are greater than turnovers. Too many turnovers for Utah State. That's causing some headache. Let it fly from 3. They haven't. Only 2-11 from the 3-point line. I thought they let a few go that they probably shouldn't have. And be aware of changing defenses. See the steals for Utah State and Fresno State. Bulldogs doing a nice job taking care of the basketball. No easy looks for Bean. That's been the best thing that Fresno State has done. Justin Bean only 10 points on 4-12 shooting from the field. Second half defense for the Bulldogs. That's been the difference.
Our new term, the PPG, the post point guard. Orlando Robinson, 6 assists tonight, 1 shot of his career best, 11 points, 13 rebounds. I mean, that is tremendous ability offensively and defensively.
When you talk about making the right plays and big-time players, can you make a difference in the game without scoring? And Orlando Robinson can do that on both ends of the floor. A menacing shot block presence, and he has great vision passing out the double team, making winning plays.
Holland to inbound. Hail the handle. Quick foul from Ashworth. 41.2 to go, which is a long time in college basketball.
Yeah, that's a tough guy to foul. Anthony Holland, 80% from the free throw line.
16 of 20 for Holland on the line entering play tonight. And he's hit both of his free throw attempts for Justin Hudson in this game this evening.
If Fresno State makes or misses here, no fouls. Don't want to foul a shooter, don't want to foul a ball handler. Tough thing about guarding Utah State is every single player on the floor is a three-point shooter. So you want to switch all dribble handoffs. You want to switch all screening actions.
Stroud out, Campbell in. Isaiah Hill, transfer from Tulsa, the junior from Bakersfield, hits another. Lead at 6. Bairstow and company to hoop, and they need it now. The take, reverse layup, foul. And Robinson, who picks up his 4th.
The one thing you just can't do, Dave Ryan, is put yourself in a position of foul. They could have called the foul on that initial bump, and that's actually why I think that foul was called on the shot. One of the reasons why everybody said, oh, you foul, you put him at the free throw line, they can knock down 2 free throws. It's a good Utah State free throw shooting team, but it gives you, as Utah State, it's almost like an extra timeout just to set up your defense, to set up the next play call.
Bairstow hits 2. Missed 8 games this year with injury. Relied upon now with the injury issues with Brock Miller and R.J. Idlerock. Out
close to a
State.
5-second. They got it.
5-second call. Great defense. And Utah State gets it back here down by 4. Game changer.
Absolute game changer. Now, Utah State's got a lot of good baseline out of bounds looks. They're top 10 in the country in scoring efficiently off of baseline out of bounds. They run a lot of stuff. Screen the screener action coming right here. Watch Bean as a screener.
There you go. Watch Justin Bean. There he is, top of the key. Absolutely. Watched by Holland. It's Bean off the inbounds play. Too strong from 15. Ashworth tracked down rebound. Rylan Jones lost it to Holland. And a foul call on Ashworth. Big empty possession for Utah State with a great chance to pull to within 2.
Anthony Holland has been fantastic on the defensive end tonight. He's made a lot of plays They won't necessarily show up in the stat sheet. But in particular, his defense on Justin Bean has been terrific tonight.
3 threes Holland tonight. 3 threes against UNLV in that big win Friday. 5 straight games for Holland with at least 1 3-ball, but now it's about free throws here for Fresno State. Perfect on the first one. We mentioned it, Mike, earlier. Close games, Utah State, some heartbreakers. Ryan Odom told us today he's so impressed with how his team comes back from these very difficult losses. He loves the maturity.
Even in the non-conference, they lost by 2 to St. Mary's, 3 to BYU.
Lead at 6. Bairstow can't get a roll. It's loose. Rebound Jordan Campbell. Foul call Utah State. With 17.6 to go. Fresno State trying to close this one out. Bulldogs 8-0 at home this year. When you have a lockdown defense, and they played well defensively in the first half, then you add a better offense with great defense in half number 2, you turn the game around, and that's what Campbell and company did tonight.
There was just more of an effort to look for Orlando Robinson in the post. And even though he didn't have a big scoring night tonight, he only had 11 points, he was so efficient with the basketball, dropping dime. That's 6 assists tonight.
Bairstow for 3, front iron miss. Hill the long rebound. No foul from the Aggies. That's going to do it. Fresno State dominated in the first half, dominant in the second, and they take care of Utah State 61-54.
Second half defense was the key. More effort, more energy. Great second half adjustment by Coach Hudson and his players defensively. And on the offensive end, Orlando Robinson. The point, post, making play after play. He was really good as a team player tonight. Not just an individual player, but making the right team play.
11 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists for Robinson. Fantastic tonight. Head-to-head with Justin Bean, limited to 1 rebound this evening, and 10 points for the Aggies. Now for Mike O'Donnell and the entire crew here in Fresno, it's Dave Ryan saying so long. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We'll head back to our New York studio after the break with Inside College Basketball. Tonight, half number 2, tremendous for the home team. Fresno State moves to 9-0 here at Save Mart Center with a Mountain West win over Utah State. So long.